Hello, welcome to Family Therapy Podcast. My name is George Chacha. Red flags during courtship. Red flags during courtship. Many times you'll hear of someone lamenting about his or her marriage. They will point out at all manner of things that are not going well, that are not going right in the marriage. Sometimes you ask, how did you get into this marriage? The thing is that before two people come together as husband and wife, before the marriage gets to where it has reached, there were red flags. And interestingly, the red flags existed right from the period of courtship. It's only that we just simply chose to ignore. We lied to ourselves. We told ourselves that these are just temporary measures. We lied to ourselves, blindfolding ourselves with the notion that it's only today. Maybe he or she had a bad mood and they're trying to give all manner of excuses. Yet, there will always be red flags that the marriage will not bind as time progresses. And red flag number one, of course, is sometimes you find that during courtship, you are not excited about the person you're courting. You simply, you find yourself, like for example, it could be a date. Maybe you have given to each other a date, and then for some reason, the date bounces. You feel excited. You feel like, at long last. Or you feel like it is a relief because the date has bounced. You're not excited. When you're together, it's like you have to look for words to say. It's like you have to kind of cook something to offer as a conversation. Words are not flowing. There is tension. There is some kind of restraining force. You are short of words. You are short of expressions. Even when you make that conversation or that call, you find like you have to look for something to say because it's simply not there. When there is no excitement, when you are not excited being together, you are not excited about receiving that phone call, about receiving that message. If it can take you, say, like 2 hours before you respond to a text message, if it can take you, say, like maybe even a day without calling each other, that is a red flag. We live an era whereby technology is part of us. We live in an era whereby communicating to the people we love is virtually free, and therefore the number of text messages that your partner sends you during courtship, the number of phone calls that your partner makes to you during courtship, the kind of excitement that is displayed during courtship will speak a lot, because for those who are truly in love, these things will come in abundance. Phone calls will be made in abundance. Text messages, WhatsApp messages, and even number of meeting. And when you meet and there is that excitement, it's like you meet in the morning, and before you realize it, it's evening, and you're wondering, oh my goodness, how fast has the time moved today? If there is not such kind of attitude, that kind of feeling, that is a red flag. Another red flag that is very clear is a situation whereby you're not yet married, and your partner virtually gets angry at you. Your partner fumes. You have come late, and it's your partner wants to beat you. It is like you have said something and your partner already feels irritated. There is that element of irritability, anger, and if During courtship, your partner can display the negative side of himself or herself. How will it be when finally you start living together? Because we are, our true self, like they normally say, allow me to use this example. They say that it is what someone tells you when he's drunk that is more real. Because when someone is drunk, he or she will tend to be speaking from the bottom of his heart, from the subconscious mind. It is that time when one is drunk that he or she does not lie, because he will be speaking from the bottom of his heart, if so I may say. And therefore, it is during courtship and that we also get to understand the complexity, the behavior, those behavioral changes that you witness. Anger, maybe sometimes they're going to the extent of disrespecting you. Somebody is not sensitive. If your partner, if you are the person you're courting is not sensitive to your feeling before marriage, how will it be 2-3 months down the line of marriage? And therefore, this is another red flag that many people tend to ignore. Another red flag is the words used during courtship. If you are in courtship and your partner has never used any emotional words or phrases, your partner has never displayed or explained the color of his or her love, he has never kind of laid the carpet of love before you during your moment of happy moments. You could be out on picnic, you could be out maybe in his or her house, you could be out just in a social place, and the person you're courting doesn't seem to have any sweet phrase, any sweet word about you, about your appearance, about your cooking, about your family. That is a red flag that all may not be well as time progresses. It is a red flag that the oil in your marriage could dwindle with the time, and could be just a matter of time. Another aspect that could also be could send a very powerful red flag in your marriage is that aspect of you find like you simply are not compatible. You don't fancy watching the same thing. Maybe you find that you're so different you have different interests, rather, ranging from your way of worship, from social events, from even foods. It's quite hurting, for instance, when you have to prepare food and your partner is like has never appreciated your cooking, has never appreciated your looks, has never appreciated anything you watch, has never appreciated. So that aspect of compatibility. And unfortunately, again, we walk down the aisle promising, taking the vows of marriage, despite us having seen all these things. And therefore, it's very, very important to pick these red flags during courtship. Another important red flag that is very, very evident during courtship, and unfortunately we really take it very lightly and assume that things will straighten. Things never straighten anyway, is use of phone. If your partner cannot allow you to access your phone, that you cannot access his WhatsApp messages, you cannot access his or her gallery, her camera or whatever, it is a very powerful red flag. If during courtship there are boundaries, trust me, several months or maybe years down the line in your marriage, there will be concrete boundaries. There would be great walls. Therefore, during courtship, your password and the password of your phones, both phones, should be exactly the same, meaning that both of you have unlimited access to each other's phone, because only the guilty are afraid. Unfortunately, again, the phone issue does come to be something. It comes to haunt the marriages or the partners down the line, when partners even conduct illicit communications under the bed sheet, under the blanket, because someone gets into bed that is going to sleep, and he or she finds himself chatting into the night while the other partner maybe is watching. Another red flag that is very, very evident, and unfortunately we seem to ignore, is of course the lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you intend or envisage as being important in your marriage? The kind of lifestyle that you envisage should actually agree with the lifestyle that your partner to be envisages. For instance, if you envisage a lifestyle of a certain perspective, and you find that the lifestyle of the person you are dating is so different, this is a clear red flag that the two of you again could be heading to a collision path. So in brief, this is very, very important to take into consideration the indicators. There are signals there. Let us put our spiritual, maybe our psychological antenna way up, so that we may capture the signals. These signals are often very powerful, and they come in large magnitude. It's only that we ignore. Remember, the signals that you pick during courtship, they define the kind of partner you're going to have. And if you think that you'll have the capability to transform him or her, that you have the capacity to change, transform the person, or maybe from one character to the other, it is just not going to be the case, because during marriage, these characteristics, as it has been found to be, they reinforce themselves. They come out even more clearer and more strongly, that it will reach a point when they tear. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this episode. And if you have liked this episode, please click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell, so that you may constantly get updates on this family therapy podcast. And I'm requesting you also to give your feedback. Make a short comment, because it is out of your comment that I will perfect this show. It is out of your comment that I might also come with another new idea. My perception or my perspective is not complete. It needs your perspective to make it more complete. So others, thank you for watching. Join this discussion, and let's keep this discussion moving. Thank you.